Great job. All right, I've known Chuck Fuschillo a long time, and Mike D'Ambrosio brought up a lot of great bills and a lot of great contributions he made as a state senator. But one that touches my heart is a bill that Chuck got introduced and passed was about autism. And we happen to have Rocco Pasafumi and Rich Kaplan. Rocco's our videographer, Rich does a great job, or the aviation on special projects, who both have Asperger's syndrome. So Chuck, let's go back in time and first of all, what motivated you to get involved to pass that autism bill that has made such a big difference for people that are autistic?
Many years ago, when I was running EAC, one of my directors there, Robin Schneider, educated me about autism. She has twin autistic boys. But a few years ago, my neighbor Michael and Allison G. Gregorio talked to me about their son Nick, who has autism. And they talked to me about the astronomical cost of providing diagnosed treatment and therapy. And I knew I had to do something. And many other states in the nation offer reimbursement for the diagnosed treatment and therapy of autism, but New York State didn't. So myself and your good friend Howie, who sponsored it in the Assembly and I sponsored it in the Senate, we fought for many years, and it took a couple of years to get it passed. But New York State now offers insurance reimbursement for the diagnosed treatment and therapy of autism. It should have been decades ago. We took up the cause, and I'm proud that I worked with Harvey, and today in New York State, that's the law.
That's great. Rocco, I know being diagnosed since you're 13, you want to ask Chuck Fuschillo a question about autism.
Yes, thank you. I would like to say on behalf of Richard and myself, thank you so much for what you've done for everybody that's on the spectrum. What do you think has happened in terms of the progression of autism, in terms of its awareness, and in terms of people really being more on the grasp of the issue versus say when I was first diagnosed back in 1993?
Well, it's all about education, and it's about what you do and how you bring education and awareness to autism. But Autism Speaks is a phenomenal organization, and again, living in Merrick, my good friend Michael and his wife Allison G. Gregorio, he chairs the Autism Walk every year, which, as you know, more than 20,000 people go to. It's about coming together. So many times with nonprofits and causes, there's fractions. But in the autism community, they've all come together, they've joined together, they educate people. When you get more than 20,000 people down at Jones Beach for a walk, you know that the forces are very powerful. And I saw it as a legislator that they all came together in Albany. We united the front, and we had tremendous success in getting that law passed.
Rich Kaplan, I know you want a question for Chuck Fuschillo.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you. My question is, we've been hearing so much about how vaccines may have played a role in certain aspects of autism. I personally don't believe that. I wanted to get your opinion on that, but also, do you feel it's more genetic than it is of a medical nature?
If I was a scientist, I could give you the qualified answer on that, and I'm not. But there's two spectrums to that. Many families believe the vaccinations lead to it. Others don't. I have not seen any conclusive evidence that it does, and I wish there was conclusive evidence one way or another. This way, dealing with the issue scientifically would be better approached by that. But let me go back to education and awareness. This is what it's all about, and having the proper services that are available. There's so many excellent schools that are on Long Island, one-on-one, but there needs to be more done in the public schools as well. The services have to be made available, and they have to be affordable.
All right, we've come to the end of the segment, folks. I want to thank Lisa DiPasquale. I want to thank Rich Kaplan. I want to thank Rocco Pasafumi, Mike D'Ambrosio from Executive Ed Mangano's office. And most of all, folks, I've done this show for 5 years. I've been in radio for 25 years. If I could have a Hall of Fame of guests that I've had over 25 years, the Hall of Fame leading would be Chuck Fuschillo for all the great work this amazing man has done in his legendary career. So once again, let's have a round of applause for Chuck Fuschillo! All right, we're going to take a break, and after the break, a hot new group called Foxtrot is coming up. I am Halftime Howie. This is Broadcasting on the Beach with Halftime Howie, coming to you live from Pancho's Cantina on Long Island's first and oldest radio station, AM 1240, WGBB.